What's up everyone, it's Shaker here at Film Gob, and I wanted to go over these Journey to the West movies that I've kind of just discovered. I can't believe I just discovered them. Basically, Journey to the West came out in 2013. It was written and directed by Stephen Chow, who's done movies like Shaolin Soccer, Kung Fu Hustle, God of Cookery, all that, Mermaid that came out last year. And yeah, it was in my watch list on IMDb, but I put it there and I kind of forgot about it. But then I saw the trailer to the sequel that's just came out this weekend here in the UK, and it's called Journey to the West, The Demons Strike Back. And I saw the trailer to it and I thought, that looks very weird. I saw it in the cinema. It was the first time I was seeing it. I was like, what's this? And it had these kind of weird creatures and weird CGI. And it then finished with Stephen Chow. They had this kind of weird behind the scenes spoof where Stephen Chow runs into the room. I think he's talking to Tsui Hark, who's actually directed the sequel, and they have this kind of interaction, and it's just a kind of silly little moment, and it kind of got me interested. And then I realised, hey, Journey to the West from 2013, the first movie in this series, it was actually in my watch list on IMDb. So I got round to actually watching it the other day before I went to see this new one, and I actually really loved it. So this one that came out a few years ago tells the story of this demon hunter who's not very good, but he tries his best. So the film is kind of action, adventure, comedy, typical Stephen Chow weirdness, but then it gets to these amazing action battle scenes that are like, both movies, Journey to the West and the sequel, is kind of like Wizard of Oz meets Pacific Rim. I know that sounds a bit silly, but that is what it is. I mean, obviously these characters are based on these classic kind of the Monkey King, Pigsy, all these kind of demons over hundreds of years, these kind of myths and legends. It was laugh out loud funny, amazing. The special effects, you know, with the Chinese movies, the effects can be a bit dodgy, but what they do with the effects, what you're actually seeing them achieve, whether the effects look great or not, but what they're actually achieving is quite amazing. You've got these Buddhas and the Buddha palm coming down from space, and the Monkey King fighting other demon hunters towards the end. Now, the actress who plays Miss Duan in the first movie, she's beautiful, and I love her performance in the first movie. Obviously, I think the sequel was kind of missing that kind of character, that kind of performance. But yeah, I think she's beautiful, and I'm going to go and watch every movie that she's in. I'm going to catch up on this actress. If you've seen Mermaid, that came out last year, written and directed by Stephen Chow, you know, you can know what the kind of weirdness it kind of goes into, and the CGI was a bit strange as well. But I would, Journey to the West, I can't believe I kind of slept on it for this long. So really enjoyed it, and then I thought to myself, okay, now I definitely will go and see the sequel that just came out in cinemas. The sequel, for some reason, they've recast the certain actors in this movie. So the actors who played the demons in the first movie, I guess they weren't supposed to be kind of well-known actors. Maybe the Monkey King, the guy was a bit older. I was expecting him to come back, but he's been recast with a younger actor. Basically, what you have now is the demon hunter. He's got his 3 demons in the sequel, and they're on this journey just to kind of explore, and anywhere there's any trouble with demons, they will sort it out. So that's basically the story of this sequel. We've got the scene where our heroes are fighting these demon witches who are in the shape of spiders. Quite bizarre, quite scary as well at certain points. And they come across this kingdom that's been ruled by this king who's a bit kind of childish, and it turns out he's been possessed. And the battle that takes place here in the kingdom court, in the just above the kingdom, Just incredible. You've got the Monkey King. He comes back with these kind of flags behind him, his kind of warrior outfit, if you want, and he's fighting these. I didn't watch it in 3D, but the kind of effects were quite good in this particular scene. You've got this weird baby type doll-like creature, and he's transforming, and he's throwing the fireballs, and the kind of fiery horse warriors are coming out of the fire, and the Monkey King, he's taking on these fire beasts. You have to watch it to see it. You have to see it to believe it. And I loved that scene. Then towards the end, you've got these Buddha statues rising out of the sea. Don't watch the trailer, because I watched the trailer to this sequel and I was like, what the hell is this? But if you watch the original from 2013, you get into the characters, you get into this kind of world, you get into the silly comedy that Stephen Chow writes. Everything kind of comes together. It's silly, it's funny, it's a good time. So I enjoyed the musical score, I enjoyed the action scenes, are epic, incredible. And the humour, again, there's some hits, there's some misses, there's some weirdness in there. But it's Stephen Chow, so it's kind of to be expected. I would say the sequel, probably, I didn't like it as much as the first, but it still has a lot of great stuff in it. Hopefully they make a third. I know it's not getting very good reviews on the website that shall not be named, but then again, this is a Chinese film for a Chinese audience. I guess the international audiences, if you're a diehard fan of Stephen Chow and these kind of movies, you're going to love it. Now, I have to admit, as much as I love the kind of Chinese movies and the kind of fantasy action, the kind of myths and legends, all that, I've not kind of had a chance to kind of read up on them as much as I would have liked to. So I remember the TV show, I think it was called Monkey Magic. I can't remember if you had the characters Monkey and Pigsy. I think, are those characters the same as these ones? I'm not sure. If you know more about these kind of myths and legends and these stories, let me know in the comments below, because I'm definitely going to read up more about it. So I would give the original Journey to the West 4 out of 5, and this sequel, I would give it a strong 3.5 out of 5. So I had a great time watching both these movies the other day, and let me know in the comments below if you're a fan of Stephen Chow, if you're a fan of these kind of fantasy action Chinese movies, and if you've seen these movies, let me know what you think of them in the comments below.